Chris Kirk,
Sir.
TACFIT Senior Instructor.
Yes, sir.
TACFIT Academy Coach. Here in town from Chandler, Arizona. I had to take the opportunity to come hang out with you and share with everybody, just because I love our TACFIT community, our TACFIT team, our TACFIT family.
Same here.
From around the world, you know.
Yes, sir.
Always a big supporter and ambassador, right, for what we do.
Can't get enough. I love it. It's always a pleasure to speak to you, Professor.
Buff, not as buff as Rob, but buff Chris.
Junior. Buff Junior.
How's it going? What's new?
It's going good. No, just
here for the event, right?
Here for the event for supporting Eagle Rock.
The team up, TACFIT Eagle,
So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have going on and just participating and having a good time this weekend.
Yeah. So you've been helping with the Academy, right?
Yes, sir.
The TACFIT Academy and not Club Bell, right?
Club Bell, Hapa was doing Club Bell,
Okay.
but I've been involved in all three of the TACFIT Academies that we've been doing so far, the LMS systems, and it's pretty awesome.
The learning modules, right? The online learning.
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things that students for example, they sign up for certification, and what we didn't have before was a prep course, right?
Exactly.
And so, how long is the prep course? Because the certification is like 2 days, right? But the prep course is.
So the certification's a traditional 2-day format, but the prep course is 6 weeks leading into that weekend certification. But we like to kick it off with a class, and then at the halfway mark, we do a workshop to see where they're at, but also prepare them for that certification in 3 weeks. So it's a 6 week.
Nice. And if people follow through, they come out of it pretty prepared, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like prepared, not pretty prepared, but prepared.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing. What I've noticed is they get out of it what they put into it. So the resources are there, which we haven't had before. So it's a beautiful thing. And participation and giving feedback ultimately leads to success in the certification. So it's awesome to see that.
FlowFit, Club Bell, you've done all of the
FlowFit, Club Bell, TACFIT,
Steel Mace, yeah.
Got the Steel Mace, Viking Ninja cert. So, yeah.
You know, your background, you're in the military?
Yeah, I was in the military, served in the Air Force. And then later, many years later, I thought I wanted to do it again as an officer. When I got my master's degree, I went to the Army. So I've served twice.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now you help recruiting? Yeah,
so now I work for Grand Canyon University. I have a team of 18 military enrollment counselors, and we strictly try to help soldiers maximize and utilize their GI Bill benefits and their families, and get them into school, help them take advantage of the benefits they deserve that they've earned. So it's close to my heart. I like doing that.
Yeah, awesome. And then TACFIT. How did you get into TACFIT?
Yeah, so just doing research on, I had golfer's elbow, tendonitis in the elbows, came across the Club Bell, and then of course that led me to RMAX, TACFIT, and
the company, the founding company of TACFIT.
Yes, sir. And then bought the TACFIT 26 program, but ultimately reached out to info@tacfit.com, found out that there was going to be a certification here at Burbank in a few months, and I was like, how lucky is this? And I've just been dove in head first and haven't looked back since then. But that's how I was introduced, is trying to fix the problems and the pain with my elbows.
Were you able to help your elbow just by following the movements online?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, but
what made you believe in the system?
Listening to Scott, it's hard not to believe, and you do want to try those things. So I had to give it a shot, and learning those philosophies and then implementing them and giving it a little bit of time, you start to see a little bit of progress. But consistency is the name of the game. So every once in a while I have a little bit of pain in the elbows, but I have no doubt I was headed towards surgery, 100%. And
now, I mean, that was pre-pandemic, so now it's been like 3-4 years, right?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years, yeah. Okay, yeah. 4 or 5 years, yeah. The years, the pandemic, it's like I lose track of all the years.
Yeah, I don't count pandemic years.
Right, like 4 or 5 years. But we worked, right? We worked during those times, too. Absolutely. So what makes you keep going back and keep being a part and learning and?
There's so many tools in the toolbox. I know I've only been doing it for 5 years, and I think I could do it for another 15. and I would still be scratching the surface. So I'm still learning, and I have that desire to continue to learn. And there's just so many tools we could go to. I haven't even tapped into all of them yet.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like it's a lifelong journey, right? With TACFIT, it's never ending. Kind of like for me, it's like martial arts. Like it just never stops, right? And that's a beautiful thing. We never stop learning in
Absolutely.
it. From the biomechanics, getting the technique a little bit better with the breathing, right?
Absolutely,
And
implementing those.
Yeah, everything else that's involved.
As I'm learning FlowFit more, I'm really, as I'm getting older, liking to get the structure in the body, but it reminds me of a dance or learning different types of dances. It's structured, and it's fun, FlowFit especially.
Yeah, like for me, because your background in bodybuilding, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so like strong and usually not too mobile, right? With
Absolutely.
that, and so stiff. And for me, like very stiff too, but FlowFit changed my life. And while it's the hardest, right? For me, it's the hardest, and it's given me the most.
Yeah. It makes sense. I know when I started 5 years ago, I couldn't even get into like a deep, what we call it, the Trinity squat. Back then, I thought of it as a catcher squat. I couldn't get into it unless I was on my toes, and even then it wasn't good. So just being able to sink into that after 6 months or 7 months of doing TACFIT was proof enough for me. But just range of motions, things I can do as I age is what's important to me.
Staying young, right?
I was
staying healthy, being your best, right? As we
Absolutely.
get older in age.
So I was telling Rob downstairs, I turned 50 in May.
Wow.
I have a 24-year-old son, and we go out there and play ball 3 or 4 times a week. And just knowing that I'm 50 and I can, keeping up with him it's such a good thing. It's such a fun thing.
Interesting.
And that means a lot to me, to be able to move and say, wow, 50 years old, playing with 25-year-old kids and being competitive.
Yeah. Just to be able to do it, right?
Just being able to do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Of course, when I'm done with that, though, I'm in the gym getting a FlowFit session on immediately afterwards, because it's hard on the body.
Recovering, right?
Recovering. That's key.
Like I saw you after your flight. You were just in the mat room doing a flow.
Yes, sir.
Doing FlowFit.
Decompressing from that flight and loosening up.
What are some of the things that you sat down? The pressure and stress too, right? From they lost your luggage and a lot of stuff. Right. So, what are some things that you keep in mind as you do the movements?
Breath, for sure. I keep breath in mind. It's funny that even in FlowFit we think about those 7 key components as well. So as I'm going through things, I'm making sure my structure is good, and just all the things that I've learned from the good instructors and the good coaches that we have in the system. I'm thinking about those things.
Mm-hmm. So this weekend we have the event. What are you excited? What parts get you excited, or just yeah?
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to listening to the education director, Juan David, talk about maladaptation today. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Coach Esik's coming in. I'm looking forward to the body weight coaching he's going to be doing.
Nice.
It's going to be fun.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to just get together with everybody.
Yeah, camaraderie, yeah. I don't have a martial arts background. Mm-hmm. Again, Coach Bob's, every day when we get to see each other, he's like, "Is today the day? We're going to roll?" But I'm looking forward to seeing the.
Have you gotten on the mat with us yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I need to. But I'm looking forward to the capoeira out there
Okay.
too, because it's something I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Nice. Yeah. One of my favorite things. The pandemic. We really haven't had too many events where we come together. They used to be pretty big, right? For martial arts, we have graduations, we have tournaments, right? And those are kind of like gatherings where everybody comes together and we see each other and like connect, right?
Right.
And for us, it's the certifications, right? And now like this team event, this team up event,
Absolutely.
because there's intensity, there's people putting their their hard work, their themselves on the line, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of friends that I've grown through TACFIT, and not locally. A lot of them are overseas.
Interesting.
So the TACFIT community has brought me a bond with people that I really haven't met, but we've grown to know each other through TACFIT, through social media. So Brazil, Germany, Mexico.
Mexico.
Here, different places in the United States, and people I didn't know reaching out to me, and I'm reposting their stuff and they're posting mine. And then, you know, you get a bond that way. So I've met a lot of people socially through the TACFIT family.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Founded in 1996, right?
Sure.
So we had our 25-year anniversary last year.
It's amazing that I've only been a part of it for 5 years, but time flies.
I know.
You know, look back at a lot of those old videos that Scott did, and it's like, wow, they obviously still apply all these many years later.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, like we do the, you know, I was gonna say, lost my train of thought. You know, you've been training, you've been coaching people,
Yes,
right,
sir.
as
Yes,
well.
sir.
And so, what are some of the? Because that makes me a believer too. Of course, the thing that has happened with me, the benefits and my improvements. But we coach other people, right, or you know, help other people. What are some of the things that you've seen improve on them?
You know what I like? What I see the most improvement, or what I like, is that when somebody doubts something that they think they can't do from a mobility standpoint, and then when you coach them to technique and consistency, and then they'll have an aha moment that, oh, that's what you meant by that. And then all of a sudden that movement kicks in, and they're doing it like they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that growth of just learning new movements and realizing that you can do something that you didn't think you were capable of.
Right.
See that a lot through the academy. A lot.
Yeah, like your squat, right? You're like, man, I couldn't, you know,
Yeah.
you weren't even aware, or maybe you were aware, but like you're like, oh yeah, I can't do it. And then doing the movements, just living the TACFIT lifestyle, right?
Right. Absolutely. And
All of a sudden, oh, I can do this all of a sudden.
coming through it from like you said, a bodybuilding or a weightlifting background, we always try to muscle things. And you learn through TACFIT, FlowFit, it's all about technique. And I think that's cool too, seeing when people get that aha moment with club bells. Like, I'm not going to be able to muscle a 45-pound clockwork squat. It's not going to happen. I have to learn how to use my hips, my leg drive, you know, the technique of the thing. And then you're like, wow, I can do this.
Yeah. I think we did a podcast right after you did your senior instructor test, right?
We did.
It's been, how long has it been?
So I think that's been, what, a year and a half, 2 years?
Almost 2 years, yeah. So, you know, year and a half, 2 years forward, how do you feel about, you know, your journey now since then?
I feel fantastic because, you know, you reached this landmark for me of senior instructor. I was like, wow, it felt so good. But now sitting talking to you and going through these academies and coaching, but also learning from Juan David and, you know, the team leaders. Okay, I'm further along than I was a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And then I know 2 years from now I'll be further along than I am today. So, you know, what do we say? Not as good as tomorrow, but better than yesterday.
Yeah, that's it. Right?
That's true.
Continual improvement, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So E6 coming. It's interesting. You're excited about his body weight. Stuff. Not the steel mace.
Well, I do love the tools that we have, but I think at my age now, I'm really interested in getting that structure and maybe things that I bypassed as a youngster, trying to just be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Now I want to get the tendon strong, the body moving, because I know then even the stuff that I'm doing now in TACFIT and the club bills will just get better. Mm-hmm. So you watch Coach Isaac, yeah, his steel mace obviously he's the best out there, but his body weight stuff is incredible too.
Yeah,
see him do some of the stuff. How do you do that?
Yeah.
So
yeah. A lot of people say, oh man, like, you know, he's moving some of those club bells that he does, right, with his size and weight, right?
It's amazing.
It's impressive.
It's amazing. And the steel mace too, like you grab a 25, 30 pound steel mace, people don't know it's not, it's a lot heavier than it looks when you're swinging it and pressing it.
Yeah.
But technique, again, he knows that.
You training with the club bells, right? And then training with the steel mace. What have you found similarities and differences?
Yeah. So with the steel mace, it helps me find leakages, weak points. So there's a lot more closed chain movements that you can do with the steel mace than you can with the club. But on the flip side of that, it helps me with the club bell movements because they're just so much more versatile. There's so much in my opinion, what I've learned is from what I've learned, that I can just do a lot more with the club bell. So the still mace has helped me with that. But really, the still mace, I'm still a beginner. I've got the level 1. I want to go for the level 2, but it helps me identify weak links in my chain because of that closed chain movements that you can do with it. So a lot of mindful mechanics in it, paying attention to your body, what's going on, what feedback are you getting, and then how can you improve?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like mindful mechanics. Like, how do you explain mindful mechanics, right? And it's like, I guess, I always think of everything through the CST TACFIT lens, right? And so it's like simple, compound, complex. So like complex movements pretty much, right?
Absolutely.
So all the different movements and left, right, leg, hand, move, it's like you cook your brain.
It's a sequence. And I have a field instructor that I've been able to bring up, Eric the Red, and he's Viking Ninja certified as well. So he's been doing it longer than me. But we'll go through a routine. He'll take me through a routine. I'll be halfway through, and you mess it up because there's so many. There's so many movements to it.
Yeah.
So you got to start over.
Yeah.
But it helps you. I mean, you really got to think while you're fatiguing.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? The steel mace, because of the closed chain aspect, right? You feel more if there's something wrong, right, in the chain.
Yes, sir.
Whereas a club bell, you still feel it, right? But it's different.
It's
right?
different. It's different. Yeah, absolutely.
But the club bell can help repair it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like that's true. And I noticed the same thing
when I do a swipe, right? When it goes behind my shoulder, I feel that stretch in my tricep lat, And when I cast, just really connecting that lat and
absolutely
just the things that get disconnected at the butt,
Yeah, there's no doubt the feedback you get from the club bells it's unmatched as well. You have 2 club bells trying to balance them and maintain.
I think because we did the club bell first, right? But I think I don't know. From my perspective too, I think it's good to I don't know. Some people come in through the steel mace, right?
Absolutely.
So everybody's on their own journey.
Everybody's on their own
journey. But for me, as you as well, you started with the club bell, so we think like that, right? But if somebody comes in through the steel mace, it's just it's everybody's everybody's journey is different, right?
Exactly. And the system, the TACFIT system, it's the same. It doesn't matter what tool you use. We're doing the same processes, the same protocols, the same 7 key components. It's just integrating a different tool.
Into flow. Can you explain into flow?
I don't know. That's kind of a tough one, but I mean, for into flow for me is to get in tune with the body and to prep you for movement, for exercise. And it's like it sounds, getting into flow. So it's a head to body, head to toe mobility.
Joint mobility, moving all of your joints, right?
Absolutely. I'm doing I'm going to be coaching a workshop for this certification August 20th. And the into flow I'm going to be doing is going to be the Ageless Mobility Reborn.
Oh,
so I'm
wow!
looking
Congratulations!
I'm gonna do that one. So it's a great program from head to toe. It takes about 40 minutes, but
if you do it in depth, right?
If you do it step by step, and it's gonna be challenging because it's a lot to remember, but I'm looking forward to it. And
you live it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I do it every day. So that's the into flow that I'm going to be prepping everybody for on the workshop on August 20th.
Like Scott had a post, right, a while back, and he's like, basically to stay healthy, right, to stay, be our optimal state in a way, no matter what we do, but just as a lifestyle, right, like joint mobility every day, like into flow, right?
Sir.
Like, around 20-minute workout, like get everything moving and body flow, right? Or heart rate up, for like 20 minutes-ish, which we do with our TACFIT, more or less, right? And then lift something heavy, like once or twice a week.
Right. And recover.
Yeah, but of course that's in the system, right? But just like those things, those
components.
Right? And then of course doing it right, not very, like TACFIT's are very precise if you follow the waves and everything else.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to step away from lifting some weight. It's important. Stay strong in your structure, but I agree with you.
Yeah. And so the into flow, and most people don't know how to move their joints, right? They don't know how to do that.
Right.
Head to toe, how to move their joints. shoulder screws, hitchhikers, all the stuff that we do every day.
Yeah, we've never been taught that. So if you don't know, you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it really blows my mind that, not everybody, that, people don't know this, right?
Yeah, I can't.
Hopefully we can change that day
absolutely.
by day.
I was going to say, I can't go a day I have to do it. If I don't, I know I'm going to feel stiff, rigid, all those things. I know it sounds funny, but it's
true.
Just a day or two.
Yeah.
So even, I was just going to say, even on the those are the recovery days. We're still moving. We're still doing those things.
Yeah. Like students of ours here, they go on vacation, right? To recover, right? From whatever their day, and they come back so stiff and messed up because they think they're going to train on their own, right? Or they eat, they share with me. It's like, man, I'm so stiff from eating too much or eating and just not moving the right way.
Yeah.
And that's why they just keep coming back and they never stop.
Yeah. Once it's part of you, you don't stop. I went on a Mediterranean cruise pre-COVID, but it was every day. Like, okay, you don't think you're going to be able to do that when you're on vacation, but on the ship you can do it. Even
wherever, whenever, right?
Wherever, whenever. I saw a lot of the videos you posted overseas. I mean, you have a club bell, you have your body. Wherever you're at is a good spot to do something. And I noticed that in the community. You see that all over.
Yeah, I met a woman, right? She's from New Zealand. She does crypto and stuff. And so back in the day, she lived in Japan, and she saw like a video of Scott, like I don't know, somewhere maybe I don't know, during the commando. And so she had almost no space. She didn't have any, tools to work out with. So it was all body weight. And so she started doing it, and she did exactly what he told her, when she followed the directions. And she got in phenomenal shape, lost all this weight, got really strong.
That's cool.
And she never forgot about it. And then I told her about TACFIT. She's like, oh, I think I know what that is. And it was Scott, right? And then it's so funny. Just so random,
Yeah.
She had no space, and she was able to do it whenever. So when we met up years later, and I had a club bell. I gave her some club bells just for her to have the whole thing, And we did a TACFIT group class, with her husband and everybody, my wife, everybody,
right?
And just wherever, we did it on a rooftop in Mexico, just because we were there.
Right.
It's so cool. Yeah. And just your phone, the TACFIT timer, right?
You have everything you need.
Right. It's crazy.
I mean,
and we're able to do 90-30, so we're able to just with 2 club bells have everybody is able to do some body weight and then some club bell work in there.
Absolutely. And even if you don't have any tools, you can do any of our 2010 AMRAP, just anything, just with body weight, and it'll tax you. Like, you'll be wiped out in 20 minutes.
Yeah. What are some of the things you've been working on? You've been working on with the educational team.
Yes.
We have the app, it's a subscription service, so we're classes, content. What are some of the things besides the academy helping people get ready for the certs that you've been involved with?
I haven't really been involved with the subscription part of it yet. Coach Isk's been doing a lot of that. Coach Hoppe, Senior Instructor Hoppe, has been doing that. I'm going to speak with Isk when he gets down here, and he's going to integrate me for some of the subscription stuff. So I'm excited to start being a part of that.
Cool. Yeah. They think they're kind of having everybody earn their positions, right, with different things.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've signed up. I have the subscription, and it's amazing. I think it's a fantastic resource, without a doubt.
So you've been using it?
Not as much as I want to, because I've been so involved with the academy, but I've got it because I'm locking in that price. Get it when you can. Yeah. But I've when I get something, I got to skim through it. So I went through everything and just the daily coaching you can get, pick your coach you want, just everything. Go back to an old you got TACFIT Commando in there. You got ropes and anything. Every system's in there. Every program, is in there.
I mean, we have quite a few people that have bought every single program ever created, right? Everything. Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. So it's just to have it in one spot, right?
Right. Exactly.
And then if you have an Apple phone, like iOS, right? You have it on your phone. It's pretty cool. I'm just I nerd out. I'm like, what? Like the Flow Fit, the 6 degree flow, the Commando, it's just all these classic programs and more all in there. It's pretty cool.
If you've bought any programs or all their programs, you know what a fantastic opportunity is. it's beautiful to see the growth that's going on within the system, because it's hard not to say, man, I wish they would have had that 6-7 years ago. I would have definitely had this subscription or the academy or anything, any resources that we have now. It's beautiful to see the growth.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. Like the team with, the size of the team and what we've been able to do with, like really a skeleton crew and how hard everybody's working behind the scenes, to take those steps forward, right? To make it easier to access it so people can really train and learn in the system.
I think when you're passionate about something, you have a good group of people that are willing to do what it takes. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You have any goals within TACFIT?
I mean,
you got the level 2, the senior instructor, TACFIT, FlowFit, Club Bell,
all that. So
Steel Mace.
So I'm gonna go for the level 2 FlowFit when it's right. I'm gonna go for the level 2 Viking Ninja. But no, my goal is team leader. So I'm right around the corner. Just the testing from the physical standpoint is over. Now it's just knowledge. Now it's just the coaching. It's just implementing, showing that you are what the title is. Are you a team leader? So that's always been my goal. Once I get that, we'll see what's next. But I can't wait. That's what I'm shooting for.
That's all that's on your mind for now?
That's all that's been on my mind since field instructor. So
cool.
It'll come.
That title, get those wings, right?
Right, absolutely. It's like anything else, though. You don't try to rush. If you know it's worth it, you don't rush the process. You're like, I enjoy the process, and just knowing that it's going to come. I remember when I was testing for senior, I tore the skin on my toes. And I was really disappointed because I was right there getting ready to pass this level 2 cert. And I remember calling you down and out. It sounds funny, but almost crying, But I remember you telling me, just think about how good you're going to feel when you do pass and you're going to be announced senior instructor. And it's one of the things that kept me going through that testing, because it's a challenge, right? That level 2 testing.
Like, I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to be able to do this thing.
It's in your mind. But so that's one of the things that helped me get through that, was you telling me, just remember how good it's going to feel when you are
visualize
there. Visualize it. So that's one thing I've learned as I've matured through TACFIT is don't enjoy the process, don't rush it, enjoy it.
Man, I love these tests. Like, you're not going against anybody else except yourself.
Me against me.
And you can't blame anybody else. You can't blame anybody else.
No,
right?
No.
And it's all the same thing if you have an opponent or not, right?
It is.
But you can't. Yeah, there's only you you looking at yourself in the mirror, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. And simple thing as visualizing yourself. How are you gonna feel once you pass, once you accomplish, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Cool, man. Well, man, congratulations. I wanted to seize the opportunity that you were here in town to sit down and chit chat a little bit, I
appreciate it. Let's spending time with you. So
always great seeing you. Looking forward to this weekend, spending more time together. Same here. And appreciate all of your help with the educational team and all the love and support you give everybody in the community.
Thank you.
Always,
appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Appreciate being a part of this TACFIT family too. It means a lot to me.
And we'll see you the rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow and then Sunday, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be here till Sunday at 9 o'clock, so it's going to be fun. Long weekend.
How can people find you?
So my Instagram is TACFIT Arizona. You can reach out to me that way. And then also I do get emails throughout the community of people that, hey, I like the Scott Sonnen story you told. So every once in a while I'll get an my email at chriskirk@tacfit.com. And I'll get emails of people wanting to come to work out with me. And it's always, I tried a program of Scott's 5 years ago, or I read something, but it always goes back to knowing Scott, seeing something that interested them, and now all these years later, there's somebody next to me that can show me. So I do get that.
From the location finder
from
of our certified coaches.
Yes, sir. From that we have on the website. Yes.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Professor. Appreciate you, sir.